This is saffron, and the reason it costs up to $10,000 per kilogram has nothing to do with chemistry or rarity of soil or some exotic location you can't reach. Every single strand, plucked by hand. No machine can do it. No shortcut exists. And you're about to see exactly why. Before we get into the harvest, you need to understand what you're actually buying when you buy saffron, because most people have no idea. Saffron isn't a leaf. It isn't a seed. It isn't a root. It's the stigma, the reproductive organ, of a flower called Crocus sativus. Each flower has exactly 3 of them. 3 tiny threads, deep crimson red, connected to a pale yellow style. Those 3 red threads, that's your saffron, the yellow part. Worthless. And here's where the economics start to get insane. 1 kilogram of saffron requires roughly 150,000 to 200,000 individual flowers. 200,000 flowers, picked by hand, processed by hand, all within a harvest window that lasts, at most, 2 to 3 weeks per year. Oh, and the flowers bloom at dawn, and they wilt by noon. So your workers need to be in the field before the sun fully rises, or the flowers are gone. Every single day of the harvest. Now you're starting to understand the price tag. Saffron has been cultivated for over 3,500 years. Ancient Persians used it as a dye, a medicine, and a perfume. Cleopatra reportedly bathed in it. Alexander the Great used it to treat battle wounds. Today, roughly 90% of the world's saffron supply comes from one country, Iran, specifically the Khorasan province, a high-altitude, semi-arid plateau where the climate is almost perfectly calibrated for Crocus sativus. The second largest producer is Kashmir, India, where saffron has been grown for over 2,000 years in the Pampur region, literally called the saffron bowl. Kashmiri saffron is widely considered the most potent in the world, with the highest concentration of the compounds that give saffron its flavor, color, and aroma. And then there's Spain, specifically La Mancha, home of the Azafrán de La Mancha, a PDO-protected variety. Spanish saffron commands premium prices in European markets. The price difference comes down to potency, tradition, and frankly, labor costs. Because however you slice it, the harvest is always the same. It's 4 a.m. in Khorasan, Iran. The temperature is just above freezing, and already the fields are filling with workers. In traditional saffron farming, this is a family operation. Grandparents, parents, children, everyone participates during the 3-week window in October and November when the crocuses bloom. The technique hasn't changed in centuries. You cut the flower gently in your palm, you never grip it, and with your thumb and forefinger, you reach into the center and pinch the 3 red threads right where they meet the style. 1 flower, 3 threads, maybe half a second of work. An experienced picker can harvest maybe 60 to 80 grams of raw saffron threads in a full day. After drying, that shrinks to around 12 to 15 grams of finished spice. So one skilled worker working a full harvest season might produce about 200 grams of finished saffron. That sounds like a lot, until you realized 100 grams of premium saffron retails for roughly $1,500 to $2,000. For a full season of pre-dawn labor, in the cold, on your knees, begin to see why there's a global saffron shortage. A warm-lit room. Women seated around low tables, flowers piled in front of them. Fingers moving rapidly, separating threads from the rest of the flower. Picking is only step 1. Once the flowers are harvested, they need to be processed the same day, ideally within hours. The window is that tight. This step is called stigma separation, and again, it's entirely by hand. Workers pull the 3 red stigmas away from the pale yellow style and the petals. This is the moment of truth for quality control. The best grades of saffron contain only the red portion. Even a small amount of yellow style contamination drops the grade and the price significantly. The International Organization for Standardization, the ISO, grades saffron on a scale of I to 4 based on color, flavor, and aroma compounds. Category 1 is the top, and the price gap between Category I and Category 3 can be 3 to 4 times. After separation, the threads go straight to drying. This step is deceptively critical. Saffron loses up to 80% of its weight during drying, which is why the 150,000 flowers per kilo number is for dry saffron, not fresh. But if you over-dry it, you destroy the volatile aromatic compounds, the crocin, saffronol, and picrocrocin, that make saffron worth anything. The traditional Iranian method uses charcoal hearths. The Kashmiri method uses sun drying. Spanish saffron is often toasted lightly. Each technique imprints a slightly different flavor profile. Here's something the saffron industry doesn't advertise. Up to 40% of saffron sold globally is adulterated or outright fake. The most common fraud: dyed corn silk or safflower threads. They look nearly identical to real saffron. Some fraudsters even add turmeric or paprika extract to boost the color reading on basic tests. More sophisticated fakes involve real saffron threads, but with the yellow style still attached and the whole thing soaked in water to add weight. Since saffron is sold by weight, even a 10% water addition can mean thousands of dollars in extra profit per shipment. The water test: real saffron placed in warm water releases color slowly, over 10 to 15 minutes, and the thread itself stays red. Fake saffron bleeds color immediately and turns pale.